students, welcome to online video classes of History and Civics and the next part of the chapter for elections. So dear students, today we will cover these points in our video class: Election Commission, composition, terms of office, powers and function of Election Commission. Let's start with Election Commission. As you know, India is a democratic country, and in a democratic country we have power to elect our representative, those who will run the government. So in a democratic country we need election process, and for a big country like India to make a hold upon the country as a the person of government, and as a common person we also know that we need a government from a state and center both. So we need election stage also from center and the state also for making a hold on the country. Then for making all these election process in free and fair manner, we need election commission or election committee which conduct the elections in the country. So operating all these things, operating under the authority of the Constitution, article number 324, we have election commission in our country. And election commission have its duty and functions also to conduct the fair and free elections in the country. Now let's study about the composition of election commission. According to Constitution, we have some provisions for the election commission and the composition of election commission. There will be one chief election commissioner and a number of election commissioners appointed or fixed by the president. When any other election commissioner is appointed by the president, so chief election commissioner is acted as the chairperson of election commission. In that condition, because India is a very big and vast country and we have so many states and districts and other local self-government also, so for that president may appoint also a regional election commissioners with the, you can say, suggestion or after consulting the election commissioners or chief election commissioners for the regional levels. In that condition, we have one chief election commissioner or more than one or two election commissioners and some regional commissioners according to the wish of the president when he appoints at the level, when he feels that there is a need of regional election commissioner in any area, he consults the election commission regarding that and he appoints also the regional election commissions. Now we will study about the term of office and tenure of the election commission.
This is the picture of Chief Election Commissioner of India, Mr. Sunil Arora, Chief Election Commissioner of India.
Now, term of office and tenure of the election commission and the election commissioners. An election commissioner has a term of office 6 years or till the age of 65 years of his own life. Means a election commissioner appointed by the president will run or will perform his duty till 6 years as the president's tenure, and or before it if he is going to complete his 65 years of age. So it is the term of office of election commissioner. Then election commissioners in salary is equal to a judge of Supreme Court. means election commissioner, EC, election commissioner, salary is equal to a judge of Supreme Court. Judge of Supreme Court. Now, they have also obliged with their pensions. After completing their tenure of 6 years, they will get their pensions till their life. And if there will be a conflict between the ideas of two election commissioners or the chief election commissioners, so in that condition there will be a voting system, means in whose opinion, about whose opinion the majority is going to accept it, that decision will be always acceptable. Means if election commissioner is the chief election commissioner and another election commissioner have differences between their ideas, so in that conditions majority, like voting system is also there, about which idea majority is going to be accept, they used to follow that pattern. Now dear students, we will study about the power and functions of election commission. Power and functions of election commissions. First is preparation of electoral rolls and voter identity card. Each constituencies of India, each constituencies of Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly provides an electoral roll. Electoral roll means name of the voter, father's name, age and gender. These informations come under the electoral roll. So firstly, the election commission has this work that they use before every election. They have to prepare an electoral roll for the constituencies, such as why we need for each and every elections, because of anyone's death, or some earlier anyone was not eligible to give election and now according to the age of voting 18 he is able to give the vote, so they have to register their names in electoral rolls. After it, they have to make the voter identity card, such as this one. Election commission has its duty to make voter ID cards before each and every election and update all the information that they can conduct free and fair election. No one can give vote on anyone's space and no one can make a disguise to the election commission. So in that condition, the first work is preparation of electoral rolls and voter ID card. Second power and function, RR of PP. Maybe you are thinking that what is RR of PP? It is registration and recognition of political party. It's only a short form to make it easy to learn the adding. RR of PP, registration and recognition of political parties. It is also a work of election commission to register a new party and recognize it as a political party. Means there are so many local parties and they want to register them for the election. So each and every election, before the elections, this is the process that election commission has to go follow with it, with the work that they have to recognize and register a new political party, those who want to fight an election or stand for an election under a same political party with their own views. So this is the second point, registration and recognition of political party. Next power and function of election commission is allotment of symbols to political parties. Why? Because there are so many political parties. So which party has to make which symbol for the election and under which all the members of that political party will stand for election. So that symbols will be provided from the election commission, such as we have broom. Jharu means for the Aam Aadmi Party. Lotus, Lotus or Kamal for BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party. We have palm hand palm for the Congress. Bicycle for SP, a local party of UP, Samajwadi Party. Then elephant for BSP, and like this Lalteen for RJD, a local party from Bihar. So we have so many symbols, and which all will be which are decided by the election commission as the symbols of that parties, on which their symbols will be displayed in the EVM, and from which party which candidate is going to represent. Their name is mentioned, where we have to select any candidate from that party. We have to only press that button and we can cast our vote like that. And if we are using ballot box for the elections, we have some paper on which the names of candidates with their symbols are present. We have to stamp on their name and the symbol before their symbol, and after folding it, we have to keep it, put it in the ballot box. So this process is called as the so you can say a secret ballot system or election, and for this the symbols are playing more major role also, because some of the portion of the country, some people are illiterate, those who don't know how to read the names, so they can elect the representative by recognition of the symbol. They can elect their representative. So allotment of symbol is also a part and function of election commission. So my dear students, such as I have stamped my favorite candidate on this paper, inside it, and I have stamped it, and a voter has to do also like that and have to fold it. When there is no EVM, we have this system. After folding it, we have to put that vote like this into the ballot box, which will open on the date of counting in the supervision of polling officer and the center in charge. Now the fourth option of the election power and function is fixing date and conducting elections. Such as you know already that India is a very big country and we have many states. So on which date, in which state, which district or which city is going to have their election. So these all dates will be fixed by the election commission, and the conducting of election commission comes under the power and function of election commission. Now ensuring free and fair elections, because you know very well some of the persons, those who have their greed of their power, and you can say the seat in the legislative assembly, they try to influence the people that by their money, by the power, and they can try to threaten the common people to cast their vote in their favor. So to don't have these types of situation, polling booth capturing and other type of activity cannot be happen or can be stopped easily. For that, election commission has its process also, in which it ensures free and fair election. Now appointment of PO means polling officer. Appointment of polling officer is here. In each constituencies there will be a designated officer, not less than the rank of district magistrate, or you can say not less than that rank. Officer is appointed as returning officer, and polling officer has its total responsibility in the election time appointed for that in that constituencies election will be conducted as free and fair way. Scrutiny of nomination paper and election expenses. Scrutiny of nomination papers will be by the polling officer, that when election commission announce the date of nomination and withdraw of the date of withdrawal. So during that period, that polling officer has his duty to check the nomination paper of the candidate about its detail of property and other expenses, polling agent, election symbol. All these things should be proper. This is the duty of polling officer to scrutiny the nomination paper. Then election expenses. Election expenses, why they have to check? Because as I told you, that some of the leaders, those who have their corrupt mind, they can influence the people by their money, and they can influence the whole election process by their money in a corrupt way, that they can expense money to get the vote of the common people. So stop these all things. We have a scrutiny of election expenses. Then advisory function. Election Commission has its advisory function also for the election dates. Then you can say cancellation of the nomination paper of any candidate, or other type of problematic situations, or plea, if there will be any plea to president about the election, then election commission has its advisory function about this. Then you can say eligibility or non-eligibility also can be advised by the election commission about the election of any candidate from the election commission to the president. Now these all are the power and functions of election commission. Before this, we have discussed about the composition, tenure and election commission. Before this video, we have discussed about the election, types of election. So this is all from the chapter election. In our next video class, we will start our next chapter. Till then, have a nice day and thank you.